was going to tell me tell me to tell you he love you. He said he really fuck with you, yo. Man, Shorty a real nigga. Shorty just seen me and greeted me. You hear me? Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, most niggas be scared to come up to us. For what?
Mello, that's what NBA Youngboy right now, right? I don't know if it's his little thing, whatever. Suck on that balcony on that chair for $100.
Jesus Christ.
I told her I got 100 for you, that's all I got.
Yeah, he got a deal. yeah, he got a deal.
Today, we're breaking down one of hip-hop's most complicated and tangled conflicts, the long-running situation between 6ix9ine and NBA Youngboy. This isn't your usual rap dispute, shorty. This is a story stretched across years, involving cooperation with authorities, million-dollar deals, legal cases, and major label politics. We're talking about two of the most talked-about artists in the industry and how their relationship shifted from mutual respect to open hostility. So stay locked in, gang, because this story stays intense from beginning to end. Let me lay it out for you. Back in 2018, both 6ix9ine and NBA Youngboy were moving at full speed. They were the hottest young names in rap. 6ix9ine was rising fast with his colorful look and aggressive music, while Youngboy was building a solid foundation out of Baton Rouge. These weren't average rappers, fam. These were two major forces changing the entire direction of hip-hop. And here's where the story starts to get interesting. Despite how things are now, the two actually had a lot of respect for each other back then. This was a time when the streets still valued authenticity. You get me? 6ix9ine himself shared a moment that shows how different things were. Picture this, it's 2018, the rap scene is heating up, and both of them are becoming major names. According to 6ix9ine, NBA Youngboy approached him and showed genuine respect, not a quick nod or a forced industry handshake, actual respect. 6ix9ine said Youngboy greeted him properly and kept it moving like someone real would. And 6ix9ine even said Youngboy was a real one, adding that most people were nervous to come up to him, but Youngboy didn't act that way. He was one of the most genuine people 6ix9ine had met.
Who's someone that you had a perception in your head that might be negative, that you met, and then they completely proved you wrong?
I think NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
So I thought NBA Youngboy, like, you know, had a, like, want to be down. Like, how I say, like, I met him at a basketball game, but this is before cooperation.
Okay, what year? Oh, just like 2018-ish? Like.
Yeah, I just walked up to him by myself.
Oh shit.
He said it. I got it right here. You want to see it? So he's like, yo, I walked with 6ix9ine. He mad cool. He came up to me by himself.
And this in New York City?
No, it was in LA.
LA, okay.
I'm gonna see. I saved it, but NBA Youngboy, he's pretty down to earth.
Mm-hmm. I think just misunderstood, bro. I think people just misunderstand his music. It's real.
Yeah, people think he's like reckless and violent. I mean,
he's not. He's actually he only fuck with people who fuck with him.
This matters, y'all, because it proves that before the drama and the politics, these two saw each other as solid individuals in the game. Youngboy wasn't bothered by 6ix9ine's reputation, and 6ix9ine respected Youngboy's authenticity. It was real mutual respect from two artists working their way to the top. But as we all know, the streets can change everything quickly, and what happened next would shape years of tension ahead. Fast forward to 2020, everything flipped. No lie, 6ix9ine's world fell apart when he got wrapped up in that RICO case with the 9 Trade Bloods. We already know how that unfolded. He cooperated with federal agents and instantly became one of the most disliked figures in hip-hop.
Now was going to tell me to tell you he love you. He said he really fuck with you, yo. Man, Shorty a real nigga. Shorty just seen me and greeted me. You hear me? Yeah. But yeah, man, hey, most niggas be scared to come up to us. For what? We some of the coolest niggas you can meet. That nigga seen me and greeted me though, and kept it going. Real nigga. Yeah, man.
When 6ix9ine came home, he was basically pushed out of the industry. Nobody wanted to work with him. Nobody wanted their name attached to him. His career was hanging on by a thread. Artists who once supported him were now acting like he carried the plague. That's how the streets work, fam. Once you cross that line, there's no return. But 6ix9ine wasn't ready to quit. He had money, he had a strategy, and he wanted a comeback. So what did he do? He started reaching out to big artists, offering serious money to collaborate. And right at the top of that list was NBA Youngboy. According to 6ix9ine, he offered Youngboy a full $1 million for a song. $1 million, gang, real money. And for a while, it looked like it might actually happen. 6ix9ine says Youngboy was considering it. They talked, they discussed details. It seemed like the collaboration was about to be locked in. It would have been huge for 6ix9ine's return and a major bag for Youngboy. But things changed. Youngboy backed out at the last moment. According to 6ix9ine, Youngboy didn't want to be the first artist to work with him after the cooperation situation. The pressure, the possible backlash, and all the politics were too much.
Spoke after cooperation, like when I gave Kodak $1 million. I guess NBA Youngboy, and I could tell you this, Act was, we were gonna pay, when we did that Kodak feature, we already had, not saying that Kodak was our second option, we just had the $1 million there to, do the video with fume vapes and all that shit. But I guess NBA Youngboy was, I guess he didn't want to be the first person to jump, the gun.
But it gets more complicated. After Youngboy stepped away, guess who showed interest? Lil Tim, Youngboy's close associate, known for the King Von incident. Yes, that Lil Tim. For those who don't know, he's the one allegedly involved in King Von's death outside an Atlanta hookah lounge in 2020. This isn't someone to take lightly, and he's deeply tied to Youngboy's circle. So when he seemed interested in the $1 million collaboration, it was major. 6ix9ine probably felt like this was the next best thing. If he couldn't get Youngboy, getting someone from his inner circle still connected him to that world. Lil Tim had strong street credibility because of the situation he was involved in, and a feature from him would have helped 6ix9ine tap into Youngboy's influence. But like Youngboy, Lil Tim backed out too. The politics were too heavy. Working with 6ix9ine after the cooperation case would instantly hurt anyone's street reputation. Even $1 million wasn't worth the backlash. This left 6ix9ine frustrated. He had the money, he wanted to work, but nobody wanted the risks. That kind of rejection can turn respect into bitterness fast. Fast forward to recently, 6ix9ine decided he was done trying to stay polite. On Aiden Ross's stream, he went off script and began exposing what he said was the real truth about NBA Youngboy's situation with his label. And this is where things get heated. 6ix9ine didn't just throw small comments, he made direct allegations. He claimed Youngboy was being controlled by Atlantic Records, that they owned his music, and that even though Youngboy is one of the hottest artists out, he was still being treated like someone working under the label, instead of owning his work.
This rapper right now is NBA Youngboy. They own all his music, Atlantic. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And he's right here. Cap.
This was a direct challenge to Youngboy's credibility and business reputation. In hip-hop, owning your masters is everything. It separates independent power from label control. So when 6ix9ine claimed Youngboy didn't own his catalog, it was basically calling him fake. But he didn't stop there. He explained how labels operate, how artists get trapped, and how they sometimes end up selling their catalogs just to get quick money. He used Youngboy as his main example to show how the industry takes advantage of artists. And the timing wasn't random. Youngboy has openly expressed his frustrations with Atlantic Records, and rumors about his contract have been circulating for a while. So 6ix9ine chose a sensitive topic and hit where it hurt. And if you know Youngboy, you know he doesn't ignore disrespect. When 6ix9ine questioned his ownership and business, Youngboy responded in the way he always does, through his music. He dropped a track addressing the claims directly. The line everyone is quoting is, "I get my whole percentage, what you talking about?" This was Youngboy shutting down the narrative, saying he owns his music, and 6ix9ine didn't know what he was talking about. But it wasn't just about music ownership, it was about pride, credibility, and defending his name. Youngboy has put in too much work to let someone tear down his legacy with misinformation. Insiders even said Youngboy contacted media figures privately to make sure they understood his real situation. Unlike his early days with Atlantic, his current deals give him much more ownership and control. But let's be honest, fam, this beef is bigger than music ownership or $1 million offer. This is about two very different approaches to the rap world. 6ix9ine represents the controversial path, staying relevant through shock, controversy, and public stunts, even if it means cooperating with authorities. Youngboy represents the traditional street code, staying solid, not cooperating with police, and letting the music speak. Even with his own legal issues, he never crossed the line 6ix9ine crossed. That's why their conflict is so fascinating. It's not just personal, it's a clash of two ideologies about what it means to be a real artist today. The $1 million offer also shows something important. For 6ix9ine, it showed how badly he wanted to buy back his credibility. For Youngboy, it showed that no amount of money was worth risking his principles. And about that label situation, while 6ix9ine's delivery was harsh, some points about the industry were valid. Many artists do sign early deals that heavily favor labels. Atlantic Records, like most major labels, has a history of controlling a lot of the music they invest in. But Youngboy's case is more complex than 6ix9ine made it sound. As Youngboy grew more popular and consistent, his deals changed. His output, loyalty from fans, and constant chart presence gave him leverage most artists don't have. When you release as much quality music as Youngboy does, labels have to respect your position. He's no longer just another artist, he's a major asset. So that's the entire story, gang. The journey between 6ix9ine and NBA Youngboy, from mutual respect in 2018 to $1 million missed collaboration to the public beef of 2024, has everything. Industry politics, street codes, controversy, and two of the most debated artists in rap going head-to-head. This beef reflects bigger questions in hip-hop about authenticity, credibility, industry power, and what success really means. Will they ever fix things? Probably not. Their completely different approach to the game makes that unlikely, but it definitely keeps the culture talking. Let me know what you think, fam. Who's right here? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe and always move smart.